Hello all. Right, so we're at the Scone Palace. It's the 8th of September 2024, Scone Palace Motor Vintage Vehicle Show. Today I came through on the, well actually I drove it partly here, the Volvo Ilsa Mark 2 open topper bus. So I've been, so far the rallies I've been to this year has been on that. It's a popular bus. So it's showing a little interest in the bus. Yeah, so it's Scone. It's just on the outskirts of Perth, the Scottish city of Perth. So it's kind of like maybe a couple of miles or so on the outskirts. A place called Scone. And Scone Castle, Scone Palace is just up there. That's Scone Palace. It's quite a visitor attraction in its own right. And this is the grounds of Scone Palace. So it's a vintage vehicle event. There's lots of vehicles of different ages and different types. Military vehicles, our bus of course. There's apparently going to be other buses coming here as well. A lorry which will be in a closer look at. So the bus here is the Volvo Ilsa Mark II XT side. I've covered this before on previous videos. The video probably went to... I recorded the journey on this one when we were going to Lothamond this year, so you could actually get footage of the inside of it and hear the engine go as well. Was it Lothamond? Yeah, it was just last month. So if you look back on the video, 4 or 5 videos back, you'll get footage of this. There's 3 parts to Lothamond. It's part 1 of the Lothamond video, and you'll get footage of this one and it's been driving inside. You get the engine sounds, etc. Just showing you the outside anyway, just a wee bit of history of the bus. Again, I covered all this on the Lothamond one, so you could see that in the video if you want. I remember this bus very well. It was in service in Dundee. It was an open top tour bus for a while. Originally it did come with a roof, but about 1982, 83ish it was removed to make it an open topper. Just when you look from the upper deck, you get a good view of the grounds from up here on the open topper. As I say earlier, that's Scone Palace just up there, which is actually a visitor attraction in its own right. It's like a nice building inside. So yeah, covers quite a bit. So there's like the agricultural tractor area. See the 3-wheelers. So there's a wee brief view of the cab, the Mark II Volvo Ilsa. So I did cover this more on my Lothamond video. Well, that was just a wee look inside the bus. So I think what I'll do is first protocols and going up to the toilet, because we've done the journey from where the bus was kept, just on the outskirts of nearby Forfar, and that was a good bus trip. So we just came straight here. There is catering facilities and toilet facilities at these events as well, so you can spend like all day here. So I'm going to make my way up there first. Just isn't making my way up, it's tractors and stuff. Just so it's actually more an agricultural show. There is vintage vehicles here as well, but it's kind of like more farmer oriented, agricultural oriented. But there's still, as I say, a mixture of vintage vehicles also. Primarily, I think, farm blacksmith demonstration where they're working with iron, hot iron.
Thank you very much.
Blacksmiths. Well, this is
And this
arena.
illustration here, believe it or not, is a square GMO too. And I'll ask, sorry? Well, it's not. The engine is, yes. Okay, can you tell us a little bit more about the car? Josh is putting him up to it at the moment. Sorry.
So I think these are like Q plate cars. They're made up of non-standard parts, or maybe it's just like a car made up of miscellaneous parts from stock car parts. I'm not sure. So yeah, Q plate. It's made up of like custom built. I think it stands for. I think a lot of these are custom made, custom built cars. I think anyway, I'm not 100% sure, but I know that Q plate's certainly like made up of non-standard parts. Q plate reg means cars that are customised, basically, made up of miscellaneous parts. It's not like a production car, it's kind of multitude of parts. So I'm sure that's what Q stands for. So I'll have a look over to the blacksmith area. So this is the old-fashioned way of shaping the work with iron and steel. Blacksmiths, that's the anvil.
So this is the Brecon Club. Brecon, of course, was where Mr. Got a lot of local cars again here at Scone, which is again these local clubs. It's a great way of keeping the interest on even when the rally season finishes. Through the winter months there are lots of different events which keeps everybody together.
I like this one, the Rover 216, I think. It's quite a smart car. I remember.
Now we've got a red Audi coming round, but there's another red Audi up in the car park.
416.
Registration
Nice.
RO05XYS. You've left your lights on, so if you're the owner of a red Audi, registration.
It's quite nice, some of the convertibles and there's Mercedes class cars that are coming up at the arena.
If you're the owner of a red Audi, registration R, switch your lights off. You've left your lights on, that's a red Audi R.
Static engines.
Unsettled nature car manufacturing industry, the buyouts and amalgamations and all sorts of things.
Ford Sierra, Ford Mark 1 Escort. Jaguar, nice Jaguar. Or was it a Daimler? No, a Jaguar, V8. Get to start this engine, start the process. And then it just keeps running itself. It uses a magneto to produce the spark, so it doesn't require a battery. It just starter handle, just turn the big flywheel and it just starts the process up, and then all the rest is done by itself. I'm mesmerised when I could just sit and watch these things. So let's just start to crank the engine over, it just sustains. And the magneto, that's what produces the spark. You don't need a battery for that, so it just goes forever until it runs out of fuel. Lubricate it, we use drip fed oil to lubricate it, lubricate the moving parts. It's gravity fed, that one. That tank there is full of water to keep the combustion chamber cool. So the piston in the bore, single piston. It's cool with the water jacket. There's a water tank, there'll be a water jacket which on the cylinder. And the shot on the outside. The petrol tank will just be somewhere, probably there. I think that's the petrol tank, the cylinder. The governor. And the exhaust, so it makes that popping sound. Because the momentum keeps it going. And then when it slows down too much, the governor then opens. Less fuel in and then they get that pop. That's the ignition, that's the power stroke. And then the big wheels there, the big flywheels keep the momentum going until it slows down to the point, making the governor springs close, which opens the valve. So you let the petrol in and start the process again, you get that pop. And it's the exhaust stroke and the power, after the power stroke. At least that's my understanding of it. It's something like that. It's quite straightforward, it's ingenious and cheap. the commercial area where the lorries are and stuff. I was having a wee look at, well, spent a bit of time down at the static engines. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so yeah, I was at the static engines. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some footage round about the commercial vehicles, the lorries and the buses. And then I'll have a look at the cars area later on as well. So I think this is a V8, this one. So the cylinder, the bank of cylinders at an angle. That is a V8, yep, just to confirm. And the cooler as well. Powerful machine that'll be. So I'm just having a look at the Scania again. I'm quite impressed with it. Yeah, it's a V8. It's the engine, it's the green part. Engine, V8, 4 banks of cylinders, and that V, and 4 banks another V. It forms a V. It's not very good, and they demonstrate it too well with the camera, but like such anyway. And then the transmission will be probably a splitter box that will run the drive through the transmission through the prop shaft and then into the back differential gearbox. And on this particular, that's the drive axle. That'll be a tandem axle. It's a trailing axle. Basically like the trailers, they don't get any drive transmitted to them, it's just to support the weight. Like the front axle, that's also the steering axle, as you would guess. But they don't transmit power, unless it's what you would call a 6x4, where you've got the 6 vehicle tractor unit, 4 of which will be driven wheels. I think this is, in fact, this is a 6x2. It's 6 wheels. Well, I mean, there are actually double wheels, but they consider it as just at each end of the axle is just considered a wheel, although it's double wheels on the drive axle. But it's classed as a 6-wheeler, and that'll be a 6x2 because it's like a 4x4 car. You know, 4-wheel drive. Well, 6x6 would be all-wheel drive. In this case, it would be all 6 wheels, but that'd be including the front. But in the tractor units, you've got 6x4, so you have your drive from the 2 axles at the back. But this particular one, that's the drive axle. the half shafts will go into the back differential, so it'll be classed as a 6x2. Just a normal road cars will be classed as a 4x2, front wheel drive or rear wheel drive. 4x4 would be 4-wheel drive. So it's the same with the lorry, 6x4 if it was the two axles that were transmitting power. Some of the American trucks and some of the off-road agricultural or quarries and lorries that go into the off-road and that might have 6x4, or it might be a 4x2. Well, it would have to be a 4x2 if it was just like a normal car. If it was just one rear axle and one steering axle, it'd have to be 4x2, otherwise it wouldn't go anywhere. But it's unlikely. I've not heard of very many 4x4s or 6x6 lorries, with a front wheel gets transmitted power, unless it's a military vehicle or very special, if it's on a quarry or forest or something. Yeah. But yeah, this is a 6x2. I'll show you the drive line. Like I said, the front axle is just the steering axle. That's the back differential gearbox there. That ball, and the other axle is just the drive, just the supporting axle, like that are the trailer axles. So the drive, the actual engine power, it's a V8. So you got 4 cylinders there, in the V configuration, which connects up to the crankshaft. Then you got the transmission, which is the gearbox, basically the splitter gears. And from there it runs along the prop shaft, which is this prop shaft. It'll extend out obviously to allow for suspension movement. That's a universal joint as well. Suspension goes up and down. That's got to allow movement within the drive shaft, otherwise it would bend the shaft. The back differential gearbox, that's your final drive to give your final gear ratio. It also gives you your 90-degree split. Transmits the turning force, the torque at 90 degrees. Because the prop shaft's going in this way, and it's going to go through bevel gears to come out at each end of the half shafts to drive the hubs on the axle. And it's to say, that's the drive axle. The exhaust system is there, and it's turbocharged. Turbocharger is up here. I don't know if you get the light on at the moment. Yeah, we could. No, it's not that bad, but that's a turbocharger. So it's driven from the exhaust gases. I'm not getting a good view of it. Can't really get a good view of it from here. Trying to get a view of it. So the air intake's on the other side. I'll go around and show you that. It's really quite an interesting thing. I'll show you the air intake. In fact, I'm going to get a selfie with that because I do like that socket. It's quite smart. This is the air intake. The air will come in from here and the engine will suck the air down through this trunking. That's the air filter box there. So it's the air, cleans the air. Once the air's cleaned, it comes out here into this pipe, which runs into the turbocharger, which is on the engine. The exhaust gases drives the other side of the turbocharger. That's what drives the turbocharger. So it's actually utilising the exhaust gases to compress the air from the air intake. And then it will burn it'll mix with the diesel, and then it will expel the exhaust gases out of the exhaust system. That's the fuel tank, obviously. Suspension system, it's leaf spring on the front. But that's your SUSI lines. That's to power up the air brakes on the trailer, and also for auxiliary air for the suspension and electrical circuits as well. So it's called SUSI lines. They've got to be coiled, because obviously when the tractor unit turns on the fifth wheel, which is that pivot point there, that's got to compensate. That's why it's coiled up like such. And they disconnect from the trailer, and they just get stored on the unit when it's not towing a trailer. Some lorries have the tandem axle at the back here that lifts up, and that's just to save wear and tear, and also rolling resistance, saves tyre wear. I think this particular lorry's got double wheels on the back. It has, in fact, yeah, it's an E-registered, so some of the modern ones. So there's 2 sets of wheels. It's technically 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 wheels on it, but it's just like your car, it goes by the class this as a wheel. Even though there's 2, it's classed as a wheel, so it's 6 wheels. The trailer's got single wheels at the back of it. So that's my understanding of it anyway. I probably made this video too long though, just by doing that. But I'll have a look around the rest of the place as well. There's quite a lot to see here. probably make the video with the parts or something else. So that's the Scania. It's all the badging and all the rest of it. And I think also the lorry, because it's got 6 axles, I think it's it'll be legally allowed. It depends on the age as well, but certainly the modern day lorries, 6 axle lorries, are legally allowed to carry up to a gross vehicle weight of 44 tonnes. That's very heavy. Empty loaded, I'm going to guess it's going to be something like 15 tonne, maybe 14-15 tonne empty, that's my guess. And fully loaded that could weigh up to 44 tonnes, although I think this was built, being an E-registered 1988, I think it's probably been 87, 88. I think the laws didn't change until a wee bit later in the mid-90s. But at that time I think the gross vehicle weight for a big articulated truck like this was something like 36 or 38 tonne. So although it's got the tri-axle on the trailer, the 3 axles on the unit, because of the age it might still only be 38 or 36, 38 tonne gross. I'm not sure. I think the laws changed to make it an extra 6 tonne some point in the, I think it's mid to late 90s. It might even be in the early 2000s. So, but the design of this model being E-registered, which is 1987 to 1988, I think at that time that it was only 38 tonnes gross. It may have been 36 or 38 tonnes gross. So that's at the time of, but at the time it was built. I remember all these. I remember seeing the lorries. I always like lorries. It was smart, big. And, you know, that's the type that I saw a lot. Big, powerful looking. The older ones, Bedfords and that, they were quite old-fashioned even back then, sort of old design. But I'll show you them. So these are more old-fashioned. Although it's a wire edge, I think it's a wee bit older than 1982. That's a T-Reg, same age as the bus that came through on the Volvo Ilse. Well, it looks older than, you know, it looks quite considerably. I do remember this sort of age thing. I mean, I'm 49, so they were on the road at the time. I do remember. But there's a nice modern 8x4. So that's the 2 rear axles will drive. That's called an 8x4. Because I think the 2 rear drive axles on this. It's an off-road vehicle. Well, there's quarry work, so 8 wheels in total, and the 2 axles at the back are rear. 4 wheels. 8x4 it's called. This will be a 2x6, 6x2, because it's got a tandem axle on the rear, and the middle axle is a drive axle, and the rear axle is a tandem axle, so it doesn't transmit drive, but it's 6 wheels, so it'll be a 6x2. Well, that's a 3-wheeler, so that'll be a 3x2. That'll be the rear it drives. Little and large, let's just say that's pretty small in comparison. Tiny wee thing. That'll be 3-wheeler. So anyway, here we go. That's a nice Dennis fire engine. And reg 1994 to 1995, I think. So that's quite modern looking. Still fairly modern, been in the 90s. Model. That's 30-year-old, mind you. But some of the other lorries. A nice MAN truck. MEN as they call it. Tidy machine. Mercedes, just Mercedes Benz. And they've got this really old Leyland. Really old tanker. Pretty cool. Oh, I like this tipper. I'm going to have a look at that. But yeah, I'm going to just get a couple of pictures of that while I do that. So yeah, I like the tippers. I do like tippers. Quite an old one. It's got double wheels at the back. Most of the modern lorries now have single wheels. Big single wheels, but this has got a double. Fairly old looking truck as well. Probably a Gardner engine. Just usually these sort of lorries at this age have got Gardner engines in them. It'll be a Gardner 180 or something, and LX or something like that. Actually, it's a 240, so it's 240 brake horsepower. M-Reg 1973. So Gardner 240, it'll be rated for 240. There's a Gardner 180 tanker. Gardner engines, 7 Atkinson, Harry Lawson's as well, was patient in but the tipper's really quite nice. I mean, they're all really nice, but tipper's are one of my favourites.